Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria on the Soul Nurture channel. I just got back from a 7-day women's retreat in Cabo, which I facilitated the transformational work, and a little tired. I told my colleague it was really her vision to do this in Cabo. That it was more of an experience rather than a retreat. For me, retreats are like retreating inward, having downtime. This was a go, 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 action filled, beautiful, amazing experience. That's what I said. This is, we should call it Let Your Soul Shine experience. And it was amazing. So, anyway, for an introvert, now I need to retreat a little bit and recover and reclaim. But I'm so, so grateful. Anyway, how are you doing? My goodness, coming out of the bubble of this beautiful time connecting with women, working on dreams, working on the Enneagram, learning about all these things together, and coming out and learning about the fires in LA. Quite literally, I wept for a day when I started hearing a little bit about it, and then I reached out to all my friends in LA, and thank goodness all of my people are safe, but a lot of people have lost their homes, and a lot it's still going on, and it was shocking, and I just wept, and I'm still very weepy. And I want to talk about the full moon in Cancer because we're going to be weeping more individually and collectively. So let's just jump right in. I wanted to I planned on doing a couple videos when I was in Cabo. I did some shorts. I'm doing this new thing, but the shorts aren't coming up under my videos. I don't know how this all works. So my husband's kind of helping me with this. I don't know even how to tell you how to find them. So I'm doing some shorts with the topic of visioning for the new year and all that I know about visioning. For such a time as this, we need to be visioning for higher, greater to be, higher and greater to be for ourselves and for the collective we share. Also, before I get into the full moon in Cancer happening on the 13th at 2:27 p.m. Pacific time, first full moon of the new year, and it's coming with a lot. So I want to say that the nodes of destiny are shifting as they do every 2.5 years. They're moving out of Aries, North Node Aries, South Node Libra. We've been working collectively and individually with the balance between ourselves and others, the balance between shifting out of codependency and focusing on ourselves a little bit, or if we're focusing too much on ourselves and not enough on others, trying to find the balance. Well, now the nodes move into North Node Pisces, South Node Virgo on January 11th. I love that. I really feel like I was feeling into this full moon, this message kept coming. And by the way, I haven't even looked at the astrology. I just now opened the chart. So this is fresh and live. No notes, just going to look at the chart and see what comes to my heart. But the first imprint I had, the first feeling I had, was this, taking personal responsibility for emotional maturity, emotional intelligence. That was the first thing. So I feel like with the North Node moving into Pisces, we're going to be shifting more to spiritual solutions, shifting more to compassion, shifting more to our divine essence, our soul essence. And that feels really good to me. One of the things I've been feeling into with the fires and typically when there's disasters like this, we all come together. That's something like, that is beautiful in humanity. Like we do tend to come together and say, forget about our differences. I love you. Let's help each other. And we care about each other. Our hearts break open, right? And heart breaking open expands our soul wisdom, I think, to guide us. But I'm hearing a lot of blaming. And I feel that's kind of connected to the North Node in Aries still as it's heading out. Me versus we, and who's wrong, who's right. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, we have no time for blame right now. We need to heal. We need to wrap our arms around each other. We need to get in there and support one another, and not just in the fires, but in the transformational fires that we're all in. I think with the North Node moving into Pisces, at least I pray, I hope, um, I I intend, I call it in. I just feel the waters of compassionate Pisces just putting out the fires of discord, putting out the fires of our collective challenges and suffering. But so just make a note of where Pisces is in your chart before I get into the full moon. I'm not going to do a separate one on this. I'm not there yet. I'm working behind the scenes on improving my channel, improving the quality, improving the way I show astrology, the topics I talk about, doing shorts. So hang in there with me. I'm kind of like the tortoise, slow but steady, and eventually I'll get there. But it is my intention for this year to really offer you something so helpful, so tangible, so reliable and consistent, which I haven't been able to do, but I'm wrapping my heart and soul around this project here on the Soul Nurture channel. So stick with me, subscribe if you haven't. Send me an email at thesoulnurturer@gmail.com if you have any topics you want me to cover, and any feedback you have on my channel, because there's behind the scenes updating going on. Okay, so let's talk about this full moon in Cancer. First full moon of the season of the year. We're still in Capricorn season, which means the sun is in Capricorn. A full moon is when the sun and moon are 180 degrees in opposition. This is where we get to see the moon, because the light from the sun is reflected onto the moon. So then the moon illuminates back to us what we need to see in our world, in our lives, illuminates the path ahead of us. Is it open? Is it closed? Full moons are the culmination points of intentions we've made, either with the last new moon or the new moon in last Cancer season. So, and I don't remember the new moon time. It was either end of June or beginning of July. So whatever you intended 6 months ago, this is the time to reflect and say, how am I doing with that? Is there anything still in the way of my way? Did I achieve it? But full moons usually reveal a lot to be healed. And it's about releasing what I call what's in the way of your way, releasing, shedding, and then it comes, as all lunation cycles do, with a story unfolding. All these characters, the sun, the moon, how they're interacting with each other, and the planets and aspects, how they're interacting, and what they bring in terms of an invitation for us individually and us collectively to unfold, to evolve, to emerge more of our potential. So a Capricorn sun in Capricorn season, it is about taking responsibility. It's about tethering into purpose. It's about finding what our individual and collective contribution is, what we want to be known for, seen for, what we want to accomplish, where we want to put our effort. Capricorn, an earth sign, a cardinal sign, beginning new projects that are purposeful. I just always think purposeful with Capricorn. And then it's opposite the moon in Cancer. The moon is at home in Cancer. It's all about nurturing, intuition, and family, home, hearth, memory, nostalgia. It's sentimental, it's protective, and it's a water sign. So the full moon already tends to bring our emotions forward. Moon in Cancer can bring a lot more emotions. It can bring old resentment. It's connected to family, and there is a conjunction between the moon, water, moon in Cancer, and Mars, which is in retrograde in Cancer. And Mars going in retrograde, now that it went from Leo to Cancer, is reviewing where we've put our energy with family, where old family stuff is going to be churned up. I really keep feeling like resentments, unfinished business with family, where you've been hurt, wounded by family, where I feel like this is inner child work too, Moon in Cancer, where we take responsibility for parenting ourselves, from especially mothering ourselves, for saying, thanks, mom, thanks, dad, you did the best you could. I'm releasing you. This is what we release this full moon. Release, your parents did the best they could, and your family did the best they could. So you release all that, and then you come back to you and your heart and your soul, and you say, what did I need in terms of nurturing? What did I need in terms of safe structure around me to grow, and to grow your potential? What was missing? What have you, like, gosh, if I had a mom like that, a dad like that, those qualities that you longed for, you desired, you say, that is within me. And it's time to release any thoughts of, like, that you didn't deserve it, or you weren't good enough, you weren't worth it, you weren't lovable. No, those messages come from people who aren't capable of reassuring you that you are. We come in as souls moving into a human experience as pure love, absolutely worthy, absolutely mattering. For you carry a unique and beautiful purpose that Creator put within you. And I call it the soul recipe. Like, if you're going to cook something and make a recipe, which Cancer is very much about food and nourishment and nurturing, that a little tickle, so say you're going to make your favorite meal, and whatever that is, but let's go with cookies. It's easy. So you're going to make a batch of chocolate chip cookies. I like to make oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Now say I only have I have oats, but I don't have any eggs, I don't have any chocolate chips, I don't have any baking soda or baking powder. I always confuse the two. I don't cook. I don't bake a lot. I love to cook, but I don't bake a lot. Anyway, you're missing the majority of your ingredients. You're not going to get your cookies, right? Our souls are like that. We have all this potential, but we have the ingredients we need, our needs being met. This is very much this full moon. What needs were not met in your childhood that you need to meet for yourself. So say you needed someone to be present to you. You needed someone to be encouraging to you. You needed someone to believe in you and to affirm you, and those things didn't happen. Or maybe you just needed the basic needs of safety, and that didn't happen. So we need those needs met. Those are the ingredients that grow our soul potential into our possibilities. So it's a good time to assess your needs and to find ways to cultivate it and to claim it. I am worth that. So let me just look right at you and say, you are worthy of having your needs met. You are worthy of being loved, for you are love. You are worthy of being supported and cherished and nurtured. For when you have that, then you have more to contribute. And that's what this full moon is calling us to. Like, let's take care of our emotional needs. Let's heal any wounds connected to neglect. And let's partner with the divine. Let's be parented by the divine. I know for years, it still comes up, not having parents really. It dawned on me one day, I have the ultimate parent. I have the Creator. I have, I believe, I grew up Catholic, Christian, Jesus, Father, God, but I believe Father, Mother, God, non-gendered, Father, Mother, God. And whenever I feel lack, I just lean into, I just simply say, I'm feeling a lack of, I am feeling a need for, and then I just open and I imagine just feeling that and receiving that, which is a very simple practice, to just open to receive that which you need, okay? So, but this Mars conjunct the moon, this can really create an inner storm, or can make us maybe even a little bit more sensitive and a little more spicy, where maybe, full moons can really bring it out, right? La Luna is connected to the root of lunatic, right? We just aren't, it's almost like our frontal cortex goes offline, but we can be a little bit more emotional, a little bit more spicy, a little bit more Okay, so being the warrior for our inner environment, for our needs, for our nurturing, for all the things. And so some anger may come up. Anger, remember, is deep hurt arising, where you recognize where you've been neglected, where you still feel not seen, heard, valued, nurtured. But use that energy as a driver. You utilize Mars in Cancer to be the warrior for your own reparenting, your own inner restoration. If you're, as within, so without, creating a home environment for you that is safe and supportive and all that you needed, so that then you begin to co-create that with the creator in your physical world, in your external world. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer any. But this is, again, just wrapping your heart around yourself, or sitting in your own heart, I like to say. There's some intensity, because also the moon is opposite Pluto. So I really feel like some really deep old wounds may surface regarding family, parenting, money issues, security, and and just know that it's like bringing up from the shadowy parts of our world, things we've suppressed and denied, to just look at it, just if we can be the witnesses, compassionate witness. Oh, there is that old story. Oh, there's that old experience, or trauma may surface. So very gently assessing what you need. Do you need support? Do you need to go to a trauma therapist? Do you need a compassionate witness? Sometimes when these old emotions and memories, because Cancer is connected to memory, come up, all you need is really to be, this is my belief anyway, compassionately witness. Just have someone, a friend, that you can say, I just really need to let this story be aired out and to be witnessed with compassion, so that now I can harvest the gifts, the strengths, the gifts that come from the wounded places. And if you don't have a friend or a family member like that, then somebody like me, I am a soul worker. I'm the soul nurturer, so I can help nurture your soul. And I call myself that because this is what I found. Again, parents do the best they can, but we are responsible for the potential within us, and we need someone to see that potential and say, I see your potential, and I see what's in the way of your way, right? So go to my website at victoriajazwick.com if you want to learn more about my work, if you'd like to request a 20-minute session, or if you really just say, you know what, I feel a vibe here with Victoria and I'm ready to reclaim and nurture my soul potential, book yourself a session, okay? All right, so what else is going on? Well, this is beautiful. The North Node in Pisces now at 29 degrees is conjuncting Neptune in Pisces. So what this feels like with this full moon, so definitely I talk about dream work a lot and I teach it to my clients. You're going to, I believe, have some very powerful, purposeful dreams connected to your unique soul mission. So definitely schedule a little time in the morning to sit with your dreams, to, before you fall asleep, to say, I will remember my dreams. I will make myself available to catch the dreams. And pretty much it's an invitation to really listen with your sacred heart, your sacred ears, of what Creator, the universe, God, Jesus, however you connect, wants to guide you with. This is dream work. This is seeing yourself as a soul essence. And that is where you can really fill up with the compassion you need. See yourself as the human experience, and have compassion for your own journey and those of others. And I feel so strongly with this conjunction to Neptune that we are collectively dreaming in a new world. We are dreaming with compassion and intention to rise out. Okay, forgive me for this image that comes I'm very sensitive to what's happening to people in California, but it is, like I heard and saw, to rise out of the ashes of what was. Um, and I feel like what was just a lot of, our shadow has been very big. Our individual, our collective shadow, the in shadow where we just are so in judgment of each other. We're seeing the underbelly of the U.S. and our own underbellies. Um, the veil has been thinning, right? And that's not just a spiritual thing, it's in our own minds and each other's minds. The veil thinning between the subconscious material, the suppressed, and that's where the shadow is. We're not even aware of it, we're not conscious of it, and the consciousness. So it's been some of our stuff that you're seeing it, aren't you? People that you think, I never thought they would say that or do that, or we're seeing where the protective guard was in place of, I'm never going to show anybody that ugly part of me, and yet we're just seeing it. I'm just seeing it more and more, and yet, we could feel a pushback, like, oh my goodness, it's terrible, and we go into judgment, which even makes it bigger. Rather, I invite you just to say, wow, I bless all the shadow material in myself. I embrace it, and may we transmute it all into what is needed for our higher and greatest good. So I have to say, be honest, I actually fell backwards in terms of, not being able to witness through my sacred lens of, there's an unfolding happening. Creator is doing something with everything that's happening. And when that happens, and for me personally, and when it happens for all of us, when we go into fear, we're looking through the human experience rather than the unfolding soul experience. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay. So I'm not gonna go into all the details. I'm just gonna say, yes, it's really a crucial time for you to be the protector, the warrior for your life, your potential, your soul, your inner child work, to really stand up and be the champion for you, your life, your potential, and those you love, and so we can transform. I believe, also the Neptune North Node conjunction is about visioning, and I love to teach visioning. And one simple way to vision is what's not working and what would be a sacred solution, a spiritual solution to what we're facing. What does it look like to look through the lens of compassion and possibilities, and to vision for that, hold that vision. Like when you think about the fires in LAC, such healing and profound healing. The firefighters are, getting what they need. And the people that are evacuated are getting what they need. And there's a rebuilding and a restructuring and a spiritual solution that comes out of this, so that we never have to face this ugliness and this again. And that there's a coming together with Pisces, a North Node of humanity, Pluto and Aquarius, serving each other with compassion, and dissolving all the separation. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else striking here. Venus and Saturn are in a conjunction, so where Venus is connected to love and how we love and our resources, our self-worth. So there's some lessons with that. Our resources, our relationships, how we value ourselves or don't value, how we can take responsibility for teaching others to value us more, maybe being a little bit more responsible with money. We're going to have to maybe just tighten up a little bit, budget a little bit. And while we're visioning, because these planets are in Pisces. So Saturn's there taking personal responsibility for your love and your money and teaching others to value you. Okay. I think that's, by the time I end this, I'll think of 5,000 more things I wish I had said, but let me know if you have any questions. So just the details for you to look at your own chart, you're going to look at where 23 degrees of Cancer is in your chart. What house is that in? And that will tell you the story or it'll give you your personal instructions for where you need to focus, what house is being illuminated, and what you can do to release yourself from old ways, limited beliefs. Resentment feels really big right now. To look at where are you holding resentment for someone, something. Regrets feel really big right now. It's a good time to reset the release the regrets, and then reset them by taking action on behalf of you, being the warrior for your emotional needs, being assertive, speaking up. I'll teach you my favorite phrase about that. Ready? You say, like, you notice yourself stuck in a rut in a relationship or with a friend or a family member or a situation at work, or how you earn money, and you just simply say, you know, in the past, I would deal with that, or in the past I allowed that to be, but that doesn't work for me anymore. That's the phrase. That doesn't work for me. Simple, easy, right? That doesn't work for me. This is what would work better for me instead. And here's what it looks like, right? So identifying what doesn't work for you, where you're not getting your emotional needs met, that doesn't work for me. This is what would work better. And identify that. And maybe before you have the conversation, I always teach, visualize the conversation first. Visualize your soul. Imagine your soul talking to the other person. Soul to soul is what I call that, from your essence to theirs. And then practice if it feels sensitive, because there's a lot of sensitivity with this full moon. Yes, a lot of sensitivity where you may feel emotionally wounded, or your words, as intentional and mindful as they are, may wound someone else. And so work with it, empower it with compassion. And then one more tip with communication is, many of you know this, I think it's called the sandwich technique, where you reflect with a compliment first, then the issue, and then another compliment. So that may look like, I love when we have time, just the two of us. Say you're talking to your partner. I love when they're just the two of us, have that personal time and intimacy and connection. But I feel like we're watching too much TV. And when we watch TV, we just feel like I'm sitting in a room with a stranger. So what I really want is just to have that time with you, maybe just sit outside together, or just, I don't know, stare in each other's eyes, right? Because I love you so much, right? So you start with a compliment, what's the issue, and end with a compliment, okay? Nurturing in all ways. Ask yourself, how could I be a better nurturer for myself and for others? And dealing with challenging people, my tip for that is just imagine there's a wounded inner child in there, and bring out your best inner mother. We all have an inner mother, even if you're, male, or inner parent, the inner care provider, the inner nurturer, okay? And imagine that wounded child inside that person. I know this is a stretch for some, but just imagine, sometimes those inner children are throwing tantrums. And if you can't do it, like you can't wrap your arms around that person, or, you have to love from a distance, that's what you do. You love from a distance. You send love to them. You imagine them in their wholeness. You imagine them receiving their soul ingredients that allows them to move out of the wound into their contribution. And more importantly, invites all of us to embrace the essence of who we are, which is love. Love. We are not born of fear. We are born of love. Okay? So love yourself forward, send love where needed, and ask, what is my contribution from a nurturing place? And how can you better take care of your soul potential, your body, your home, and the process of reparenting yourself, and let the winds of change are here. So it's about freeing ourselves from old ways and embracing the new ways and growing that potential. Okay, I'm having a hard time talking. I hope that what I said made sense and and landed in your heart as a like seed of possibilities. Even though with the full moon we're releasing, but we release and the seeds of possibilities then grow forward after, right? All right. So much love to you. Peace be with you. Love yourself. Send love where needed. Take action where you can in terms of nurturing yourself and others, contributing something that's purposeful, and helping others rise up. Okay? Take good care until next time. And thanks for being with me. I appreciate you. Bye.